Today we will present the YouTube video, Health is a Huge Opportunity. My name is Elina.
My name is Madeline.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Ray.
I'm Ralph.
Okay.
The video focuses on how health is becoming one of the most important opportunities for entrepreneurs and businesses in the future. So the main idea for the video is that our healthcare system today are mainly reactive. And this means that we often treat people after they become sick instead of helping them stay healthy in the first place. So the video argues that this creates both a major societal challenge and a major business opportunity. So as the populations grow older and lifestyle-related diseases increase, there is a growing need for prevention, long-term health, and well-being. So in this presentation, we will look at health as a market opportunity. We will discuss different business ideas related to health, and we will reflect on what this means for entrepreneurship.
Okay, so the video started with analogy, which is the fish tank analogy. So when you're sick, your first reflex is usually to get drugs like medicament, right? But when you think about a fish, for example, your first reflex will not be probably to give it medicine. You're gonna start thinking maybe, oh, it's something wrong with the water, the tank. So basically, this analogy is we should have that reflex, but for us as well, the human, not just for the tank. So when we think about drugging the fish or basically giving medicaments like drugs to people, we only treat the individual, like their symptom after the damage is done, and we only treat when symptoms appear. So we can see that there's really a problem here because despite growing spending in healthcare, in the USA alone there has been $4 trillion. Despite that, health metrics are going down and obesity is going up, etc. But basically, the principle of cleaning the tank is instead of doing repairing the damage, is preventing and really looking at the root cause, what is going on before it happens. And so basically, the current industry is really relying on that. They're trying to just heal the symptoms instead of trying to find the root cause, and basically they're profiting on recurring revenue from that. So with being more aware of that, there's maybe really a great opportunity that could be there to engineer a healthier environment for the health-conscious market. So we digged upon that and tried to see if we tried to see if there was really demand for that and what are the trends in healthcare and wellness. And we found out that there really is for the younger generation. They are more aware of what they eat, what they do with their life. And in the US market, it's $500 billion that is growing annually at a big rate, 5% growth rate in the wellness industry. So we can see that there's really growth in that market. In US consumer, it's 84% of US consumer that they say healthcare and wellness is really a top priority. And it's 2/3 of these younger crowd also that said they purchase a multifunctional product. So for example, focusing on protein intake, I forgot the word, but like vitamins and etc. The product that focus on that. So there's really demand for this kind of products. And also, it's not also related to life cycle. So for example, sexual health, skin and hair care, managing stress and anxiety. There's really a growing concern for these young crowd, and it's not directly related to the life cycle. For example, wellness retreats, energy drinks, they're really growing the age. So we can assume that because of social media that amplifies health information and trends, consumers are really becoming more conscious of their health, hence the growing of this industry and the opportunity that is present in this market.
Yes, thank you, Ralph. So taking in consideration the concept of cleaning the tank rather than just drugging the fish, we came up with the idea, with the idea of the home services, which would be basically what we're talking about in the video about that we could have like an inspection home in order to have it clean. Like, for example, not only the dust particle, the pollution, because normally the pollution is thought to be outside, but actually it's also home. So many people just stays in for protection sometimes, but actually they are absorbing particles that are size 2.5 micrometers, basically. So it's called PM 2.5. You have seen it on the masks, probably, right? That they have like certain number. So that means that those particles get into the bloodstream and they can get into the lungs and go enter directly into the body without any prevention. So the business opportunity, the business idea, that would be basically having a service similar to what would be disinfecting for rats and cockroaches, but also making sure that the houses are properly isolated, that the ventilation is filtered properly, and that everything is in place. Economically wise, this also has an opportunity, because imagine in Thailand, you have a lot of people, and the burning season is really bad, right? Like the air quality is really bad. But imagine you had to change filtering from buildings, pipes, also ventilations. That would be a very big economical impact for the society, for the Thai society, but also it would be a very big increase in quality of life for Thai people. So we believe in the opportunity for this business idea, and we find it extremely important. We want healthcare to be treated as something proactive rather than active, is it called?
Reactive.
Reactive, yes. Thank you.
The third idea was this modern butcher shop. So the initial situation is that nowadays when customers want to buy meat, they all have the same experience. There is actually no differentiation. And the video, and this is the opportunity that the video wants to talk about, that if we create some butcher shop with more differentiation by proposing more qualitative meat or premium meat, or by doing other kind of technique, even if the meat is normal, if you can do other technique like drying the meat or doing maturation, it's going to improve so much the quality of the meat and add so much value for the product you're selling. There is also the importance of storytelling, because you can explain the part of the meat so the customer can exactly know what he's buying and what is his value. And here I touched the picture of a French YouTuber who this one. He's a butcher and he has now 400,000 followers on YouTube, and he's famous because he does exactly what they say in the video. He do every time short video where he explain exactly a specific part of a meat, and he's really passionate about that. So he really raised awareness about like educating people to know about the meat, and we have a lot of reviews of person who travel like sometimes 8 hours just to buy from his shop. He has 400,000 followers. Like only 1% of the followers, if they buy his meat frequently, it will be 4,000 customers per month, which is enormous. And here in the left, you can see a picture of a black Angus, which is from the shop they were talking about in the video. This sneaky river thing. And on the left one, you can see a normal beef steak. And we can see that there is a really huge difference between both of them. So bringing some of this premium product can really attract a more premium clientele. And the only problem, I think this is a good idea, but I feel in the real world this is a bit harder than what they explain in the video, because there is the supply of meat that is super low. The price of the meat is increasing, and to keep this quality of natural meat, it will be super hard, because for a cow, it's in general 2 to 3 years to grow. So it's you have to wait a long time to get like this qualitative meat. But they talked about a very important point in the video, which is about the chicken, where the turnover is lower, and you can produce more chicken with a very high quality in much shorter. And for example, this is the Angus, which is the premium quality for the meat, but the chicken has this equivalent, which is called the capon, and it can also be a good business idea to like implement this more chicken because of this problem of materials.
Okay, and then also in the same video, he talked about the current fertility issue crisis, which has opened up many doors and opportunities for businesses worldwide, and what he talked about too. So to explain it shortly, we are currently having an infertility surge. Infertility rates are higher than ever. This is due to causes, as we talked about, as the fish tank, and also just with development and demographic changes. We're now in a time where people are offsetting when they want to have families and when they want to start have children, which biologically isn't as natural. So the current solutions we have are binary choices, which basically means we have two choices. Either it's the cheaper solutions, which are apps or the traditional peon sticks that we can find in 7-Eleven or any convenience store, or we have the more invasive medical procedures such as IVF, which are not only physically very hard on female bodies, but also psychologically. IVS or failed IVF treatments have resulted in increased depression, anxiety, stress, and putting the female body in even more stress than it was before, and decreases the rate of the ability to be fertile after that. IVS also has a significant financial burden. It costs between $20,000 to $30,000 per round, and it often takes multiple rounds. So not only is it a physical burden, like I talked about, but it's also then a very elitist offer to have, which a lot of people can't afford. So then going on to our next slide, the opportunity that he talked about in the video is this Calibrate for Fertility model, which is a 3 to 6 month intensive subscription. For instance, the $500 a month model, where instead of, as we talked about earlier, a reactive, we want to be active before, take precaution, which is giving guidance into how we can find solutions here and now to get the body to be more adjusted and natural and back to its natural state, because as we talked about earlier, this fish tank thing, our body is in constant stress, which is making us less fertile. So that's what I'm talking about here, biooptimization or biohacking, some people call it. It's finding ways to naturally control female hormones rather than artificially control them. And also this male focus, it's not only the female body that's the problem these days, it's also, if I'm allowed to say, it's sperm quality is also a problem. So that's the economic solution. We talked about the $1 billion arbitrage. Arbitrage, for those who don't know what that means, it's just about the cost. It's honestly, look, I find it kind of controversial. It's something that's lower cost and supposed to be naturally, you're naturally supposed to be able to do, but we're selling it for a higher price and putting this blue label on it, so that's why. So it's a $3,000 program for this precautionary thing instead of $30,000 for IVF. Which is a way to pitch it. Pay this now instead of avoiding a long-term $30,000, which can then be $60,000, $90,000 for each round. And then that's the blue bottle effect, also he talked about, which is how can we make it, instead of clinical and IVF, how can we make it a lifestyle change? How is it premium procedures into premium wellness journeys? And how can we make it an aspirational brand instead of something that feels non-personal and rather just transactional? Okay, and then I want to talk about the relevance to Thailand. I'm just gonna draw a graph here for you guys. I don't know if any of you guys took geography in high school, but there's something called the demographic transition model. And that's when birth rates are falling down. This is the last stage. It's a stage from 1 to 5, and right now Thailand is in stage 5. And here my blue line is death rates. So here we have a big bad gap, which ironically enough can translate into a market opportunity, which I also think is a bit sad. But this demonstrates how the demographic development is doing in town right now. So as we see here, birth rates are hitting a record low, 1.16, which is even lower than Japan last year, which was 1.2. That's not very good. And that's due to, like I said, lifestyle development, and also these fish tank stuff, and the binary gap. So the solution here is Thailand is very known for their medical tourism these days, and the private hospitals. And this is exactly where an opportunity like this can exist, which is very interesting. You can use these solutions and turn it into a hub in Thailand, with all these hospitals having very great doctors, guidance, and it being very holistic in this country too. And there's also the opportunity-wise, because it's now a national priority, according to the Thai government in 2024. And then, like I said, medical tourism, and here you can also take advantage of the fact that with purchase power parity, you can attract these international tourists to stay long term, like digital nomads or just tourists like us when we're older. Yeah, thank you.
So in terms of the video, we had many key insights and takeaways on entrepreneurship. However, we have broken it down into 3 main takeaways. Firstly, find your niche. Leverage your knowledge and interest. In Justin's case, this was in the healthcare space. He started on a paleo and keto diet and eventually found himself in the supermarket looking for bone broth, which he couldn't find. This started as his first business, in which he scaled to a 9-figure company very quickly, and as such, this highlights the value in finding a niche and small corner within the market. As such, you should focus on a small market to begin with. The businesses we focus on today were huge markets. However, they all started small, in a small niche, in a small market to begin with. Additionally, beat the market. Be the first to bone broth, or be the first to IVF specialised solutions or home inspection services. In other words, be the first to do it. Additionally, fear drives demand. This sounds like a very bad thing. We think of large pharmaceutical companies doing such. However, this is not necessarily creating fake fear. This might just be simply highlighting a problem. For example, fertility, or the fact that your chickens only live 6 weeks. As such, Sean highlighted this as a tool for marketing. So, for example, taking a slow-mo video of these lights, showing how it flickers, how this affects obesity, how this affects our sleep and lifestyle in general. Additionally, position yourself as an alternative. You don't necessarily need to highlight your product as the best or amazing. Simply highlight it as an alternative to that fear, that problem, the things that are causing issues in your life already. Finally, focus on the power of subscription. All 3 of our models today focus on a subscription or reoccurring service model. For example, the butcher, you'd want to create value and have reoccurring customers coming weekly or monthly. Additionally, the IVF model focused on a $300 per month service. Additionally, you can see this as health as a service as opposed to products. We traditionally think of pharmaceuticals as pills or healthcare supplements or creatine, protein powders. However, health can be a service, and in combination with the power of subscription, it can be monetized very well. Finally, offer value. You can charge higher when you offer value through a product or a service, and we saw this through the butcher example. Better raised beef, more personalized IVF clinics or programs, and offer this on an ongoing basis to monetize it in the power of subscription. Lastly, the biggest takeaway from Justin's story is to find a problem or gap in the market based on your interests and leverage your acquired knowledge to not only highlight the value of what you're selling, but also position your alternatives and competitors as harmful, while focusing on long-term monetization for the best outcomes.
So the key message is that health represents one of the biggest opportunities over time. So the video shows that many health problems are not caused by a lack of treatment, but by a lack of prevention. So this creates high costs for society, but also opens the doors for new innovation and new business ideas. So from an entrepreneurship perspective, the video highlights how large societal problems often can lead to strong business ideas and opportunities. So entrepreneurs who focus on health, prevention, and well-being can create value not only socially, but also economically. So overall, the video invites us to rethink health, not just as a medical issue, but as an important area for future innovation and entrepreneurship. Thank you.
Okay. Okay. Question from the audience.
So I don't have a question, but I wanna ask for their opinion on
Yes.
something. So I agree that health is a huge opportunity, but what do you guys think about making money out of people's health and people's lives? Because so with the subscription, all you said, you're actually you have people's hands and their health, and you're making money off of it. So do you think it's ethical? Do you think we should do it?
Okay.
What do you think?
Interesting question.
Yeah, great point. I think that largely, I touched on that last bit, just in terms of we are sort of looking to, I say we're not starting companies, however, in these cases you're looking to beat the insurers, you're looking to beat the large pharmaceutical companies. For example, the IVF model is looking to be stopped.
The slide, yeah. What slide? This slide, yeah. Where, what?
This one?
The slide that he talked about.
Which one was it?
The one I spoke about.
Yes.
Yeah, so position yourself as an alternative. When I say fear drives demand, you can simply highlight those large pharmaceutical companies as a problem. People are overpaying and they're paying for subpar or poor quality in terms of pharmaceuticals. So I think positioning yourself as an alternative, as something that's meant to be opposed to those large companies who are taking you for a ride or making money out of your health and not resulting in good health is the way to go. For example, Maddie, I'm sure she can speak on it herself, but the IVF model isn't looking to be forever. It's like those dating apps that say, oh, we're meant to be deleted, but for real, the IVF model isn't meant to go forever. It's meant to go up to a year, hopefully less. However, we're looking to charge high prices within those months that we are giving the service, just because we would want to make money out of it, but we want to provide value as well.
But let's try to answer your question. I think your question was being ethical by making money out of health.
Right.
I think that we're saying all of this from a very central way of thinking in Europe where healthcare is free. But in other parts of the world, we have to understand that it doesn't work that way.
Yes.
And actually in Europe, we don't have it for free either. We also have it by paying our taxes and healthcare.
You from Peru, right?
I grew up in Spain and Sweden.
I see.
Yes.
see. But you from Peru?
Ecuador.
Ecuador. Okay.
Close.
Understand.
Yeah, but we agree it might not be the most ethical thing to do to make money out of health. However, that's a reality we're facing.
Yes.
And we see it as an investment in long term because if we invest in the health of the population now, in the future they will be able to work more and generate more money in the big picture.
If I can add something to that too, off of what Ray is saying, is that the most impacted groups are the most vulnerable ones, low-income countries. The impacts of pollution and poor health are the worst there because they don't have the financial incentives to support themselves. So I think a lot of these programs right now are rather targeting higher income groups, but the solution will never be available for the most vulnerable and the ones that struggle with it the most, and that is a structural issue at the end of the day. And that's where the private sector, from what I'm experiencing, is driving innovation and driving the change. And I think long term it's still going to take a lot of time and effort before the last person in the value chain is able to get advantage of it.
Yeah. Okay.
We love the topic. Thank you.
So my question to your team is: anyone visit the hospital in Thailand already? You visit?
Yeah.
Sick of what and which hospital?
I'm actually grateful. I haven't been to the hospital for myself yet, but I've been to a few hospitals for family and friends here. We went to, oh god, I forgot the name, but it was one of the Christian ones in Bangkok.
Christian one? Bangkok Christian?
No, it was named after someone.
Okay. All right.
Whatever.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Madeline.
I went to Samitivay last week.
Sukhumvit.
Yeah.
Sukhumvit, Samitivay,
yeah.
near
And then,
Emporium,
yeah, there.
Okay.
But I just got blood tests and a vaccine. But both my mum and my dad and my sister and my grandpa have been hospitalized there for lung infections and heart stuff when we used to live here.
You used to live here?
Yeah, but many years ago.
I see.
So it was, the
Yeah.
development they had is amazing.
Right, amazing.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right, thank you guys. Enough. Let me summarize this a little bit. Like, sometimes you don't see what sometimes you don't understand what we have until we compare it with other people. Good response from Ray. So European maybe in terms of healthcare, you have like a safety net that you guys can go to the hospital because of the structure that the government put on, right? For Thailand, not so much. And the Thailand, I hear many like surprising story from Japanese people who come to Thailand, right? Japan, we see that, okay, quite developed country, but they come to Thailand to see like a Thai private hospital. There's like, what's going on? How can this be a hospital? It feels like a shopping mall, or it feels like a luxury hotel, right? But as you see, it is what it is, right? The government allowed it so that we have a true prom, which is like a public hospital that you have to go and go to the hospital since like 5 a.m. to get the queue, to get the treatment, or you can go any time of the day in the private hospital as long as you have money to pay, right? So you can see healthcare sector in Thai stock market, also one of the biggest stock market in terms of like market cap as well, right? So that's something to bear in mind in the difference between countries. Yes, I know.
So about this, what I was saying is that even in Spain, like we have free healthcare, but it's not that good.
Not that
right?
good.
I don't know your perspective from here, but you might think it's like, oh, public healthcare for everyone. Like you can always go, but
Long line as well.
mostly recently, like these last years, it's been going like worse.
I see.
Like the queues are really long. It's hard to get the treatments you need. Like it depends on the person, but for example, my grandma has been waiting a long, like years, maybe 1 or 2 years for like an operation she needs like on her knee.
Okay.
So it's not ideal either.
Good. Now, before we have a break, I want to touch on presentation. I like this presentation that you guys did. Addition work to show up, especially Ryan. Good job on the information that you put in, and Madeline as well on this point. Right? I would like to share learning from this YouTube video is that this is called cutting edge. This is future. Right? Someone is on this healthcare, the host who come and talk to this, it's really on the cutting edge, right? Some of the ideas that you hear, it's like, you don't have it in Thailand yet. I bet it's don't have it in Southeast Asia yet, like the home care service to come and check on your purity of your water, right? Most of the time, the home care, what do we have in Thailand? What do we have in Thailand for home care? What do you have in Thailand when you want to do home care? Right, you have beauty care, you go and take your, your face, your hair, right? But for home care, what do you have? What do we have here? The closest that we have, that service that we have. Mio, what do you think? What do home care? What the last time that your parents or your grandparents asked someone to take care of the home? What specific action is that? Cleaning, what, like cleaning on the floor? Okay, the glass bathroom, right? So that's basic, like we can see that, right? What else? What are not so frequent? Maybe once every 3 months, once every 6 months. What kind of cleaning are there? Plumbing. Most of the time when plumbing, they start cleaning because there's some stuck into the plumbing, right? Either your bathroom ชักโครกกดไม่ลงแล้ว like the toilet doesn't go, and then you need to clean, right? It's mostly reactive, like we say, right? The proactive, the closest that I can think of is this HVAC, air condition, right? So you clean up all the filter out every 6 months, every year. Maybe you do once, but this is really into like detail that for someone who want to live and want to really feel like they're confident about environment, this is like a new step up of the service that no one have explored, right? Chicken pot, right? You have Wagyu beef, you have A5 beef, right? You have different kind of beef. But now when we talk about chicken, which is a key part that we eat, it's like normal meat as well. We never know what type of chicken it is, right? And then he raised a good point that If you have a different kind of chicken and then people pay it for higher price, maybe there's a market too, but how do you do that? You have to be interested, you have to be passionate, you have to like dig deeper, you have to be nerdy in this field in order to be on the edge and propose some new idea. This guy is on the edge now, the guest is on the edge, right? How do you be on the edge? You can see the experiment he ran on himself, right? A video to take on the LED light, or the flickering that the eye cannot see. Anyone who watched the video and try it at home? Is it showing?
Yeah.
Yeah, good, right? Very nice. You record it? You record it and then you see?
Yeah.
Yeah, right? So this is a good one that you experiment, you learn it, and not just do the work for the homework, but then you experiment and learn like actually what we are told are not might not be the best version for us. Where someone is take advantage of you, right? Everything the state says is a lie, and everything it has stolen, right? Now, I hope the world is fair, right, and take care of everyone, but in fact it's not, right? So somehow you have to be strong on yourself and then try to help as much as you can to make like a society to be better. And one of the very key things I think will help is entrepreneurship, because a man without money has no voice, right? So you need to become strong financially, and then you use your strength and then you use your experiences to influence it into a positive and better way. Now this election that just happened, I don't know, right? We'll see what's gonna happen. Now. All right, let's have a break. 15 minutes, let's come back at 3:15. It's 3:15.